All right, it is 3 o'clock in the morning, Arizona time, and my buddy Ben and I are getting ready to jump in the truck and go pick up an old 1960s P car. What kind of P car are we gonna get? Comment down below and figure out what we're gonna go pick up today. We got our Nissan Titan gassed up and ready, and we picked ourselves up a trailer here in Phoenix on our way to the Midwest. We're gonna travel through 3 states today to get to where we're going to pick up this P car. So I just want to make sure all of our running lights were good. We are set to go. So wish us some luck on this trip. It was cheaper to rent the trailer here in Phoenix and return it back to Phoenix at the end of the weekend than it was to rent the trailer where we're going and bring it back. All right, so let's get the showboat on the road. Well, guys, we have arrived to Oklahoma, where my brother Keith lived for most of his life and passed away last year, and that's why we've made the trip from Arizona to Oklahoma to pick up my late brother's 1967 Firebird. I don't have a lot of information on this. All I know is the stories I've heard in the family. Apparently, he bought it in 1979 from a guy from Luke Air Force Base down in Glendale, Arizona. Drove it around, and it was a daily driver, and took it with him when he moved to Oklahoma sometime in those early 80s. Apparently, I even got a ride in it, in the back seat and the front seat a few times when he would take me places. So it has a lot of family involvement or history to it. Lots of memories about this car. So really honored that his family would come to me and ask if I would take it on and fix it up and restore it back to the glory days of what it was. So this is going to be one of those projects that is very heartfelt. I'm going to do it to pay tribute to my brother Keith and to his family, and for all of us that's in our family. So let's see if we can't get this car loaded up onto a trailer. It has 4 flat tires, and we could not find tires for it. It's 14-inch rim. So let's see if we can't get this car up and on the trailer and heading back to Phoenix. Well, as you can see, this 67 Firebird has been sitting. The story is last time it ran was sometime in the mid-90s. So it is going to be a chore to get this thing up on that trailer and see if we can't strap it down and get it to where we're going. First thing I wanted to do was see if we could even get this motor to turn over. If the motor was seized and locked up, I knew the battle would be tremendous. But
yes, it is. It is? Yeah.
this one?
Yes, it's turned. It's turned? Yeah. That's it?
Oh yeah. All right. So that means it's not locked up. Well, still gotta figure out how to turn those wheels. Besides the wheel problem, I didn't realize there's no shifter, whether automatic or manual. There's no shifter in the car. Well, it seems like the steering box is seized up in the car, rusted up. So we're gonna have to jack this thing up and possibly disconnect the idle arm or the tie rod ends to get this thing to where we can at least move the wheels to where we can position it up on the trailer and be able to move it around once we get it back home into the garage. So this ought to be a fun adventure of pulling those tie rods and fixing some things up.
Oldsmobile.
What?
Hell.
Well, we were hoping that if we shot some WD-40 down there in that rag joint and around the steering box, possibly we could get this steering wheel to move. And trying to figure out how everything works, I was lucky to have Facebook and the first gen Firebird owners group, about 4,000 people on Facebook, all first gens. Everyone kind of gave me ideas, so I was checking Facebook, taking their ideas, and seeing if we can get that to work. And that steering box was locked up tight. It was not going to move, so we decided that our next best bet was going to have to pull those wheels and pop those tie rod ends off so we can at least get those wheels to turn when we needed them to. That,
Still has a rack, doesn't it?
well, the linkage would still be there. We just have the linkage disconnected from the box. Then we could hand move
I'm
them.
trying to get the tires to turn right now. Locked up. Locked up right here. It'll turn up to the knuckle right there and then stops. Won't steer. So we're trying to take that cap off and see what it looks like up inside of that.
Turn unless it doesn't rough and steering wheel on it.
See? It's almost like that box is locked up, seized up, rusted up. You can see the effects of sitting outside uncovered for the last 20-some years, the damage that's been caused. It had the vinyl roofs. Of course, the vinyl roof held the moisture, which then ate away at the metal roof structure. So it's going to need a whole new reskin on the roof. Hopefully we can find most of the parts to put this all back together. Now we're going to remove those tie rods and be able to at least get this thing rolling. Jason, I'm sending her back. It's only been 2 hours, Brian. I know. Don't judge me, Jason. Don't judge me. And then this, I'm working, and the sound goes off. Well, apparently every day at noon, they blare this alarm out just to blare it out in Oklahoma.
But they consider it that I had never left. You ask anybody out there, all the new maintenance guys, they're like, shit, he's been.
All right, let's see if it runs. Fucking hey, look at that.
Wait, man, you take
So since we had all 4 tires were completely dry rotted, would not hold air, could not find some spare tires to use it for, we decided to back the trailer up and jack up the car and just kind of slide the car under or on top of the trailer as much as we possibly could. So raise it up, back it up, slip it on there, coming along, see if we can't get this thing up and on this trailer. I almost want him just to... Okay, nice. You're like cross sometimes.
I'm gonna make a drink. This is getting exciting.
Hey, you can bring me a glass of water, Jason.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say, dude.
All right, I'll follow your lead, Jason. James.
These go to the car too? Just something else. Fuel lights? Underneath this one? Okay. I'll take it just in case. I don't know how good fuel lines are.
More?
If we can't get it back here, it'll bend that.
That's right. The only part we have a frame is that first part.
Kind of like the unibody is.
Yeah.
I believe that right there works, but don't slip out on us.
I just wonder if that'll do.
Try it, see it out.
That's as high as that'll go. All right.
Ease her down real slow.
Here she goes.
Oh yeah, we're cooking with Crisco now.
I can't breathe.
So I'm gonna,
We need to get a smoke.
I still don't think I quite understand why we did this, but we did.
Red Lynn says we're cooking with Crisco.
My what? Cooking risky? Cooking with Crisco.
Now, as James oversees us, Jason and myself begin to come along this Firebird up on the trailer, inch by inch by inch by inch. Oh my goodness! 4 flat tires. We tried putting WD-40 on the ramps just to get the rubber tires to somehow slide up the trailer better. It was a fiasco.
Okay, there goes.
Just kept ratcheting and ratcheting and ratcheting.
Left here, but for the most part, once it gets up to the bigger ramp, it'll be fine. Hey, if anything, once we stroke out here, we'll block the back tires and then rehook.
Okay.
True.
Ben's a beer drinking fool. Don't remember if she got a.
All right, we got the car up on the trailer. We got it secured down and ready to rock and roll across the next 3 states. And I'm telling you what, my 2008 Nissan Titan with the tow package, it towed this thing like there was nothing back there. 7,500 pounds, and this Titan pulled it with no problems whatsoever. I was pretty impressed with that. Just when we were about 100 miles from home, this happens. We blew a tire. Damn it. But it wasn't just a blown tire. We'd actually burned up a wheel bearing, which once we stopped, my buddy Ben looked back in the rearview mirror and he was like, crap, the tire's on fire. Needless to say, we called 911 and the police and fire trucks were on their way. We took water and some beer and stuff that we had with us. We tried pouring it on the wheel bearing to kind of cool it off, but it took the highway patrol here guy to show up with a big container of water to help us douse out the flames, but we did get it out. fire out, we went ahead and made a phone call to U-Haul to see what they could do to help us out. And about that time is when the fire truck showed up to help us out. And so they stopped, and fire was already out, but it was kind of cool to talk about the car a little bit with the guys. And to wait now, we're just waiting on the tow truck from U-Haul to come get us. First of all, U-Haul took care of most everything for us. We really liked it. Action Towing out of Globe, Arizona came to get us. We wound up putting the car and trailer onto his truck, and then we followed him to my house in our truck. So it's actually turned out to kind of be a blessing in disguise that this all happened. You can kind of see the wheel color damage there from that wheel bearing catching on fire. So we simply followed our car the next 100 miles back down to the valley along Highway 60, and just it was a different view for the last 700 miles. We saw the Firebird in our rearview mirror, and now we got to see the Firebird in front of us for 100 miles or so. This is the Queen Creek Tunnel, built in 1952. Gotta honk of horns, don't we? So this was the best part, is this awesome tow truck driver named Johnny from Action Towing. We were like, we're gonna have a hard time getting this Firebird off the U-Haul because it has 4 flat tires, and the wheels won't move unless we move them by hand, so we're going wonky everywhere when we tried to pull it up. He was cool enough to take the car off the U-Haul trailer, put it back onto his truck, and then back his truck up into the driveway and pop the Firebird right in the garage. It saved us hours of having to jack up this car, find 4 tires in Phoenix, put them on, come along it off the trailer, and then have a bunch of guys push this thing while somebody turned the wheels to get it into the driveway and in the garage. It was a blessing in disguise to have Johnny from Action Towing just put it right where we needed it and shake hands and call it a day. Alright guys, the Firebird is in my garage, and we now start the journey to revive this bird and bring it out of the ashes. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you are a Firebird or Camaro owner.